going on, people? Yeah, I'm not trying to offend anyone. I'm not trying to make it look like, I'm knocking anyone's view of the world. But there's a couple of things we got to get over here. So I keep seeing videos, you know, blaming the wrong people for the freight market being where it is. There's no one to blame. There's really no one to blame. And I got numbers. We're going to go over them. I didn't make these up. I went and looked. Multiple sources, because, again, just because you read it, just because you see it on a video or on a program, does not make it fact. As a matter of fact, most of what we see today is opinion, that they try to make it sound like fact. Look at the numbers. Make a decision based off the numbers as to what the problem is. Period. You're going to make yourself you're going to have, your blood pressure is going to come down. Especially if you turn off the boogeyman bullshit that goes on all sides. Because that's their goal is either scare you or make you mad or both. Turn it off. Watch some Bugs Bunny. Look at the numbers. Sure, you're going to be a lot happier. I love Bugs Bunny. So let's start here. Well, let me see. Where should we start? I keep hearing recession. Been hearing it for months. There are people that make money on recessions. Don't let them fool you. They would love nothing more than see a recession because they make money on a recession. Let me get clear my glasses here. Maybe this will be a little better. So don't let them fool you. They keep talking recession. There's no recession. The economy is still growing at a good clip. People are still spending money. Jobs are still being created. You'll know when there's a recession. Trust me. This ain't it. But everybody says, well, look at the freight rates and look at the market and look at the... Yeah, let's look at it. Let's just start with freight volumes because that seems to be where people are just, they're not looking at it right. We'll go from 2014 to 2022. And this is in billions of tons of freight. In 2014, it was 9.96 billions of tons. That's a lot. 2015, 10.49. 2016, 10.42. 2017, 10.77. You see a trend here? And then you had the two outlier years. This is what's created the problem we have today, to be honest, in my opinion. Again, I'm only an expert on YouTube. 2018, it jumped to 11.49. Number wise, don't seem like that's a lot. 11.49 billions of tons versus 10.77 the year before. It's a pretty good jump. In 2019, it 11.84. Well, in 2020, it came back down to 10.23. And then in 21, it was 10.93. 2022, 11.4. Normal. If you look prior to 2018 and after 2019, those numbers are all in the same ballpark. Normal. It's called normal. So, what is driving this crap market, freight market? Capacity. Because when everything jumped back then, and we know why everything jumped, because stores were being wiped out, manufacturers couldn't even keep up with all the orders, so there was a lot of freight being moved, which when the capacity wasn't there, threw the rates through the roof because they needed the stuff moved. And this is where we ended up, because suddenly everybody ran out, got their own truck, leased on with someone or got their own authority so that they can make some money off this crazy spot market that was going on. And then what happens? A lot of people went out, prices went through the roof. Suddenly, all these trucks, nobody could find a new truck anymore, so they jacked their prices up. Used trucks were not staying on the lot because everybody's out buying a truck. So those prices went through the roof. Trailers went right through the roof. And you still had guys out there spending that crazy money for those brand new trucks and that brand new trailer. Um, I, you know, I had a good truck. I sold it, paid double, almost three times what I did for the first truck. I did the same thing because the money was there. But I didn't go buy brand new. And I didn't go buy a brand new trailer or even a slightly used, really overpriced trailer. But now those guys are still trying to pay for all that overpriced equipment in a normal freight market. Normal. Volumes are normal. The outlier was the 2 years that everything went through the roof. And then we went back to normal. So freight rates went up. Capacity started climbing. Rates started coming out of the backside. Capacity still kept climbing, going through the roof. And that's not just from people that were here. You had a lot of people coming from overseas, Eastern Europe, Middle East, wherever, buying trucks, getting into the market because the money was there. A lot of them, they went out and bought the cheapest truck they could find. Fenders falling off, didn't matter. As long as they hooked to a trailer and haul it somewhere. So capacity just went crazy. And here's the numbers to show that. Capacity increases in 2019. There was 43,553 new authorities issued. 2020, 59,538 new authorities issued. 2021, 109,340 new authorities issued. Previous to those 3 years, the record was 15,597. That was 1999. So you tell me, what killed the freight rates? Capacity. Too many people out there willing to run just as cheap as possible just to try to make it. And I get it. Used to people would take a bad paying load to get to good paying loads. Well, now you're taking a really bad load to get to a not so bad load, which makes no sense to me. Because if you're driving a truck and you're breaking even, which there's no such thing, because as long as you're moving that truck, you're wearing out something. So there's no such thing as break even, because you're gonna need tires, brakes, whatever, something. But if you're running and you're just paying the bills, the current bills, you're not saving for the bills that's coming due later, and it makes no sense to me. Why would you move and not make $1? And if you're moving and making, not even breaking even, that really makes no sense to me. Because now you're just giving somebody else your money. You're not making any, but everybody else is. Now, people that own their equipment prior to the price increases on everything, they can probably weather this way better. Those that have paid off equipment will definitely be able to weather it better. The ones that's paid off, I know there's a few that have parked until things improve. But capacity is starting to come out of the market. If you look at the numbers, capacity, I think, what was it, this last quarter or the last month? I'd have to go back and look. But there's like 6,000 authorities that are gone. Just in that little, and that's been happening for a few months now, to where you have more authorities leaving the market than are coming in, and there's still authorities being still coming into the market. It's just more of them are leaving. So right now the trend is capacity is starting to improve. That's a shitty way to say it, because anyone that loses their business because of this market, I feel, my heart goes out to you. I get it. Been there, done that. But that's there's where your problem is. You can blame anything else you want to, but at the end of the day, the volumes are normal. The economy is still growing. People are still spending. Freight volumes are where they would traditionally be. It's capacity. And as long as these brokers and shippers can get you to haul something for nothing, they're going to do that. Because they paid the price back when things went through the roof. They were paying the premium prices back then. Well, guess what? They're taking all that back. All that money you made back then, they're taking it all right back from everybody. It's the way the money. It's a cycle, and it's always going to be a cycle. Nothing runs flat. The economy, nothing. Um, I don't know how many numbers I can put out here to prove whatever. I'm not really trying to prove anything. I'm just telling you what I'm looking at is telling me its capacity. If GDP, if you look at GDP, 2022 or 2023, $22.51 trillion. That's the economy of the U.S. 2022, $25.46 trillion. 2021, $23.3 trillion. 2020, $21 trillion. 2019, $21.3 trillion. 2018, $20.5 trillion. That's the economy. That's, and if you look at this, you go, well, wait a minute. 18 and 19, the economy was only $20 trillion or $21 trillion. And now it's this. See, my side wins. No, it's growth. And it's the goal is to keep growing, because if you're not growing, you're contracting. And what is contraction? It's a recession. We're not in one. We're still growing. This doesn't mean anybody's done anything to waved a magic wand and made the economy better. No, it doesn't prove that. What it proves is the economy is still growing, which is what you want. Because, again, if you want something that might prove one person's point and not prove another person's point, let's look at job numbers. 2023, 2.78 million jobs created. You know who created those? Companies. Not governments, companies. 2022, 4.8 million. 2021, 7.2 million. 2020, 4.5 million. 2019, 2.1. 2018, 2.7. And 2017, 2.2. What does that mean? To the freight market, not a damn thing. To people being able to get a job and go make a living, might mean a lot. Does this prove anything? No, because governments don't hire. It's like they like to think they create jobs. They don't create jobs. They might make market conditions better for job creation. They don't create jobs. Companies create jobs. What creates those? Demand. And right now, demand is normal. Yeah. I'm just saying, you can watch whatever you want to watch, but just, unless they're backing it up with numbers, unless they're stating fact, if they're just mad at something, just to be mad at something, they're not doing you any good. They're not benefiting you one iota. They're just trying to make you as mad as they are. Misery loves company. Misery loves company. That's what it is. Just look at the numbers. Just look at the numbers. It's just unbelievable. I get it. I closed my business. I closed mine. I got rid of my truck. I feel your pain. I know the frustration. But I also know that I just can't blame anything for what happened. Was some of it my fault? Sure. Of course. It was my business. When I had to close it, it was because of the market conditions. There was no one to blame. It was because the market was where the market was. I made a decision before it got any worse to call it, and I did. There's no one to blame. Just look at the numbers. You'll know why the freight market is the way it is. Will it improve? Sure. Will you have those, quick little bumps in the road? Sure. It's always done it. It's always done it. But because things are bad now, your views of the world are not changing anything. They're not. just so you know, not trying to get into it to the point, but the problem is the people putting out the videos that are blaming things that have nothing to do with the freight market being the way it is. It's a political mindset. Like I said, turn the TV off. I did. Watch videos all you want. Do whatever you want to do. But turn off the boogeyman bullshit. And bring your blood pressure back down. Because that's all it is. That's all they're trying to do. It doesn't matter what side of the aisle you're looking at. They're trying to create their camp. They're trying to create their camp. And it's all boogeyman BS. That's all it is. Boogeyman BS. They're just trying to scare you into listening to what they got to say. And most of them, it's opinion, not fact. And it sure has no bearing on the freight market. It doesn't. We are back to normal. And the industry has to correct itself to be back at that normal. And it's getting there. Unfortunately, there's going to be a lot of losers in that. But then things can get back to what trucking calls normal. So, as always, I appreciate you guys taking time. Be safe. We'll talk to you.